um, the flame of fusion. Um, and she's gonna turn and say, I don't know the entirety of what they can do, but the one I saw, I was shown something. Perhaps maybe I can show you.
Oh, that sounds great.
She walks over and she grabs two scrolls from the table. And grabbing from, I believe it was over there, just wasn't on there. She's gonna kneel down. She's gonna start drawing on these scrolls. And as you kind of watch anyone who would be like glancing over her shoulder, it looks like she's currently in the process
I
of.
would be staring, not even glancing. I'm watching every moment.
She's currently in the process of writing a spell, like a scroll for a spell.
Fancy.
And she rolls it up, comes over, begins writing another. And you can see as she's doing it, she's muttering these words and speaking these ancient tongues that are causing briefly this like fluorescent flash across the letters as they're enchanted into the scroll. And she rolls it up. She says, "So, the spell scroll on the left is a first level cure wounds. This scroll is protection from evil and good." She's gonna come. She's gonna grab the scrolls. Actually, she's gonna come over here and grab a third scroll.
Even more. Oh, three. Okay.
And she comes over and she lays out the third scroll at the base of the fire and then takes the two scrolls and burns them in the flame. And you watch as there's this odd, like, it doesn't act like it should with parchment and fire. It catches fire, but the ashes that are almost instantaneous, like roar into these small fragmental ashes, drift onto the open scroll at the base of the fire and lay themselves out in this text and then meld to the scroll. So the two side scrolls were destroyed. Oops. She rolls up the scroll, turns, and proudly presents it. They're amazing. I don't know the limitations, but they're absolutely amazing.
Is it just for creating scrolls then? Hybrid scrolls? Or can it have other
She looks
uses as
down.
well?
I'm sorry, I'm not an expert. It might be for other things. This is just something I know it can do.
I was displaying amazement as she was doing it and first describing it. So what's the new scroll do?
Well, instead of taking the time to cast and um, speak a spell, it takes time. If you can do it all at once by combining the languages into a new scroll, they can be cast at the same time.
Like I look pretty serious now. That's incredibly powerful.
I've only ever seen it done with relatively rudimentary magic, but I've heard rumors of people doing incredible things with them. I've heard the flame can be fickle. It's something to consider. Anywho,
So
um,
let me let me think through my own knowledge. Well, actually, I'm kind of musing out loud. Can a sorcerer write down their own knowledge onto a scroll? Maybe if they have any sort of help.
You need to be trained in how to translate it into a spell scroll. It's not something anyone could do. It's a taught skill, but anyone could learn it, I would assume. If they're smart enough.
Okay, I think she's smart enough.
Well, you don't mind if I keep the scroll for myself, do you? She slides it into her belt.
Yeah, that's worth the knowledge we just learned.
Very well. And then it's around this time you guys hear something drop out of the sky.
And
Onto the
it's
ground
gonna
in
be
between. Oh,
Nico.
here we go.
It's like,
Remember, I did warn her about Nico.
no, no. He had advantage too. He does this really cool drop down, and when he lands, the lumber slides out a little from underneath him, and he slightly loses his footing. Slides a little. Oh. Hey guys,
Hey, Nico.
Nico.
I like put my hand on my left cheek, whispering to the right. Did you get my warning? Did you get my warning? Like whispering off to the right.
if you were looking at him, he would just look at you kind of odd and shake his head no.
Okay, I'm happy.
He walks
Well,
down.
Lady Ashtar here would like to try to attempt to open the other coffin.
He like impatiently taps her foot at you. Nico, it's nice to meet you. My name is Lady Avelina. She says,
God
like
damn it.
eyeing even out of the corner of her eyes. However, you opened this coffin before, I was hoping you could use the same method to open the other. And he looks back.
Whoa!
That was pretty dangerous. And he looks back like helplessly at the group. I don't think I could put them through that again.
Uh,
I don't
Um,
think it'll be as bad.
Oh, so we could exhaust other methods first. It is kind of a big deal to take Emus's soul out of his body, even for a moment.
Emus, do you not remember? There was a chance it could have gone wrong.
all things considered, I think it did go pretty wrong.
Yeah, that's fair, but that stage of the process could have gone worse.
Right. Well, maybe you just have a look at the coffin first. Lady Avelina here said that Elemenster is a pretty tricky guy, and so, but I also know that you're pretty powerful in the ways of magic. Maybe you can find a way to unseal it, get past any kind of safeguards it might have on it.
I could try, but if it's anything like the other, I don't know what I could do. He's gonna come over and start fussing with it. He casts a couple different magics, detect magic as a ritual. Going down the list, he even tries casting identify. Um, he's over there, kind of muttering to himself. What are you guys doing?
Bezoit readies herself.
Jeez. Wait, so you say you ready yourself, like you think that something is going to be near you, and you're just going to whack it with your mace?
I'm going to have my shield prepared to defend myself, and yeah,
Okay.
something
What-
comes at me, I'm going to whack it.
Fair.
Whack-a-mole.
So, I am more watching Nico than anything else. I'm attempting to anticipate his needs. Like, if he's trying to pry it open, I want to be there with a wood cutter axe. Putting it
He's
in
currently sitting there. After he's done casting the incantations, he's going to be feeling with his hand the density of the metal with intent to try to pry it open. And as he looks at it and looks back, remembering what you guys tried to get in the other one, he looks down at his hand and says, Nico, you might want to look away for this, but I'm going to try to use brute strength to get it open.
He said, Emus, you might want to look away?
Sorry, Boogie. That's what I meant.
Okay. I go ahead and look away. It's more than look away. I move a little bit away.
And then
And
there's
I'm
just this faint, not like glow of necrotic green energy, or like coming out from in front of him, but his back's turned to you guys, and you can hear this like skin tearing sound and this growing noise.
Jeez. You okay? I kind of side-eye towards what he's doing.
And the aura fades, and he turns and kind of half looks back. Yeah, just don't come over here, okay?
Okay.
And he's gonna rear back, and he's going to make a very, very hard punching, piercing attack against this thing. He nat 20'd, just so you know.
The coffin explodes apart.
Kablamo.
So you hear this extraordinarily loud, like this super powerful strike. Like his movement is completely predatorial, lethal, no wasted movement, a flash. And there's this kind of gleam of magic. And he looks down, and the emblem is completely fine. He
Damn,
doesn't look
Nico,
back
that
at
was
the.
a really strong attempt.
He
I
looks
say,
back and-
still looking away.
Hold on, man. Let me finish talking. He's gonna say, "I don't think it's possible."
You don't think it's possible for you, or you don't think it's possible, period?
Not by any physical means, for sure. This ability of mine, it's incredibly strong. And he's gonna
Darn.
turn and try to hide his right arm underneath his cloak as he kind of walks away. You're welcome to make a perception check if you'd like against his stealth, but
I would.
Yeah, I'm fine. He's trying to hide something. Like, at this point, I don't need to see it. But I do want to
15.
talk to Emus. 15, you said?
Yeah.
so it's almost like this. It looks like this super. It's bone. There's a blood, but you get a flash of white, and it almost looks like this super condensed bone hand tip spear, weird looking monstrosity type thing, like this conal piercing bone looking thing, like his hand turned into this bone weapon, and he hides it underneath of his cloak. like it tore the flesh, like his hand, like the skin from his hand was ripped off.
Gotta have a talk with his excessive hurting himself.
Like almost all his powerful magic relies on self-sacrifice.
Poor boy. But I don't know if you even know about his walk that he took. Like, he took a walk. Now he's confident about falling.
And he's going to be gone for about 10 minutes or so before he returns. Are you guys going to do anything?
Yeah, Emus is going to start investigating the coffin, looking for the seal, see if he can identify any of the markings on it, if there's anything unique or special. What are the carvings on? Are there any carvings on it that might have some meaning?
Okay. As you're welcome to make an investigation check. I will. You do remember seeing the emblem? Do you remember that being described to you?
Yeah.
This kind of proud symbol. The coffins are. Okay, make an investigation check.
I'm investigating for like magical seals or.
I found
runes.
some. I remember some information I haven't given you yet. Make an
Okay.
investigation check.
14 plus 4, 18.
You don't find individually on that coffin anything new that you haven't discovered, but looking back and forth at the two, it seems like the coffins, it's highly likely they were made by the same coffin maker, like it's the same artwork, like the design is very similar, the way it was made.
Okay, except for this one has no amulet embedded into the side of it, correct?
Well, remember, you couldn't see this amulet either. It was behind the emblem of stone.
We could see a face, and we could smell through its nostrils some sort of terrible death badness coming out.
Okay. Emus is gonna kind of return to the group. Yeah, I don't really see any other way for us to be able to get into the thing.
She looks around. If only Elementor were here himself. Did you know do you even know? Have you heard of a spell? It allows you to wish for anything
Jeez.
you want.
That's completely excessive. I think that we could do it without such an incredibly strong spell.
Maybe.
I look at
It
Bezoit.
was so amazing. And she's looking past at you at the coffin.
Do you have the quick resurrection spell prepared?
I mean, spare the dead or spare the dying?
No, that's a cantrip. She, as of her last level, I think she learned a really fancy resurrection spell, but it only works.
No,
with
I
an
have
ice-
lesser restoration. I don't have revive anybody that's dead.
Okay. So, I think that we could attempt to work on this thing after you prepare it tonight.
Revivify or whatever is much higher level than what Bezoit is.
Sam, would you happen to remember what revive spell you just learned?
She just said she didn't. She got restoration.
No, she just said that she has that prepared.
I don't know. I don't have any of the other. I mean, there's hundreds of them. Andrew.
Yeah,
I don't have
there
any of
is
those.
a ton. Yeah, you're right.
Nico comes back down, walking normally, towards the group, not hiding anything. Hey, sorry. I heard what she said, and I think those are our only two options, if I had to take a guess. If Elminster is who I've heard him to be.
All right, so you can get Revivify as a cleric at level 9, so you should have access to Revivify. You touch a creature that has died within the last minute.
He's
The
a
creature
paladin.
Oh, it's paladin. That's right.
Yeah,
Frick.
paladins are not as good at casting.
No, paladins at level 9.
Oh.
Yeah, it's only a
You
third
just
level
used the wrong
necromancer.
word. Cool.
You just need a diamond worth 300 gold to cast it.
Right. And that's why I didn't choose it.
Now,
Oh, we don't have that near us? Shoot.
Now, as a paladin, you do know that every time you take a rest, you can exchange out all your spells, right?
I do know that.
Okay, cool. So, what do we have a diamond in our collection of gems that we have? I don't have track of what we actually have gem-wise.
No. We have a large diamond worth 100 gold.
Darn.
I have where I can ends one disease, blind, deaf, paralyzed, or poison.
That's restoration, yeah.
I have Aura Vitality. I've got Remove Curse. I do not. I've got Cure Wounds.
So, assuming that you could prepare Revivify if you had
We
the
would
time, but we don't have the materials,
Right, we still need a diamond.
I think that we have to shelf this attempt for now until we can be prepared for it properly.
Are you guys having this conversation in character, I'm assuming?
Yeah, so at the point of I was where I was saying it out loud. I don't know how much of this we had to communicate to each other, but yeah, like the I think that we have to shelf this until we can prepare for it properly was definitely said out loud, if nothing else.
She reaches into a bag, and you hear a slight shuffle of contents. If I dip into my reserve for the sake of the mission, I expect compensation in kind for my efforts. These things are not cheap. I can provide you the materials if you're willing to pay me for the dangers of not having it for the rest of my mission.
The 300 gold diamond. So, what are you thinking? 300 or 200 gold?
500.
Wait a minute. I'm not understanding, Lady Avelina. You're the one who wanted to see Elemenster's coffin. All we've done.
That's a fair point. Make a persuasion roll.
$16.
So, this kind of sucks that she said it before. She said the results before I said it. We could come back to this. Almost like, I guess this could count as advantage to her. But we could come back to this and make sure we have an extra revive available on hand.
But we also need to be getting our butts to Shadowdale. We don't have all this time to keep coming back and leaving and coming back and leaving.
She raises her hand. Please, stop. You're right. It was impolite of me. Although I am taking a danger not having it, it was I who requested you guys come down here. I will offer it up. However, looks a little embarrassed and her face gets a little red. If I don't come back with this for my mission, I don't have a valid reason for having lost it or used it. Or, without having the means to repurchase it, it doesn't look well on it. She starts stammering and kind of looking down.
Lady Evelina, I just want you to know we will do all that we can to help you restore what you've
Well,
used.
I could trade her one bloodstone that's worth 500 for the one diamond that's worth
Hey,
500.
what the heck? No. We just use our word to say, yes, we will make sure that you are made whole.
We're gonna place the diamond back in her pocket and look over at Kalamisea. Sigh. Walk away. You have it then. Please proceed with whatever you need to do.
Well, first, we're gonna have to rest because Bezoit is going to have to prepare that spell.
Yeah.
He looks confused. No, you misunderstand. She puts her hand on her chest, almost proud. Have I not introduced myself? I am. One moment. I forgot the word for it.
She's a cleric that has that restoration spell prepared.
I am a mystic of Saloon.
I don't really know what that means.
Yeah, Emus is just gonna stare blankly at her. Okay, cool.
What she's getting at is that that's the Saloon faith's word for cleric. She is a cleric of Saloon. She's capable at her level of casting Revivify with the diamond she has. That's why she has it.
Awesome.
Okay, all right. Well, with that being all settled in, I suppose I'll just go stand over there and get ready to for
That's so
Nico
funny.
or someone to try to kill me.
I'm a mystic of Saloon. All right. Anyway.
Nobody asked.
Mostly.
Nico pulls out the object, placing it inside his staff, jamming the staff down in the ground.
Emus is gonna go ahead and heave himself up into the casket and sit
Someone's
on it.
breathing really heavy.
And I'm just gonna sit on it and just kind of dangle my feet and wait.
Wait, this angle won't do. He's gonna come grab his staff. How are we gonna? He's gonna come and walk up onto the staff. Boogie.
Oh, yes? I freaking rush on over.
Do you mind?
You cut out, Mike.
I don't. Do you think maybe height would help? I don't. Do you think maybe you'd be able to push this back just a bit?
Push
You
him
and I
backwards?
together.
Okay. I mean, that's way better than attempting to sacrifice his soul. Let's go for it. Excuse me, Emus.
Just
No,
so we
we're
can get a better angle for it. Sorry.
yeah, we're moving it.
All right, you guys get it on the other side. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
12.
It kind of spins on an axis, kind of getting at an angle. Maybe we should switch sides. It's not as extreme as it is. I can't put it at a 45-degree angle though.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I get the impression that wasn't my best attempt. Let's try again.
All right, go ahead and roll again.
12 again!
So, this back and forth, like going back and forth on the third time, you guys finally get it pushed out to here, scraping against the floor. making these like long white scrapes in the stone. Okay. Emus, would you mind standing on the other side there?
Yeah, sure, no problem. And just to help make sure this all goes as smoothly as possible, I'm gonna kind of wave my hand to the rest of the party and to Lady Avina. I wrote it down. Aveline. Wrote it down. I wrote it
Lena.
down. Avelina. And say, and if you could all say a prayer for me, I would greatly appreciate it.
Guys, a little space. I'm like kind of pointing at Cal.
She's getting the fries out of the oven.
I am moved in theater of mind.
So he's gonna place the staff down as he did, placing the object deflecting the spell in the middle, and he's going to close his eyes, begin incanting a spell, and you watch that similar beam of energy go and then reflect off into right towards you.
And Eames is going to close his eyes and reach out in prayer.
As the tendrils of energy latch onto your soul, you feel this push. You almost feel like if you could feel your soul inside your body, you almost feel like it's going to be pushed out of your spine, like coming out of your back, and then in an instant gets sucked forward. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Come on, just a 5.
What'd you say?
16.
So as the soul begins to like come out of your body, you feel that similar feeling begin to rage up, and as your eyes roll back even less than they did last time, you maintain consciousness and you feel this power erupt, this divine flame emerge from your center, repelling as your soul rejects being taken, and floods in front of the coffin. As it does so, again, you get that similar feeling. Sorry, hold on. Let me wait for him to yell. He's making a horn with his hand and yelling. You get that similar feeling of what do I want? Like, what do I not want to be completely destroyed in front of me? It's almost like this feeling of like, what don't I want to die as it comes out of you?
You like want me to justify it?
No, I'm just letting you know that it's probably, yeah, you basically need to anything you don't concentrate on is going to get destroyed. Like anything that you're like, oh, I don't want to destroy the coffin, I don't want to destroy Bizway, yada, 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 yada. But anyway, as the silver flame erupts, you see Lady Avelina taking a step back in awe, and her mouth drops open as the area around the talisman crumbles. The magic, incredibly powerful magic, holding it in form, completely destroyed by your silver flame.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of like, I guess, kind of focusing it kind of straightforward into the coffin.
There's a talisman in this one also?
Nico walks over and grabs his staff and pockets it, and falling from this side of the coffin, a small glint of silver falls to the floor. You catch a glimpse of red.
Wow.
Emus is gonna kind of sit down, panting on the floor. Oh, man, this today is a rough day.
Sorry, Emus. Evelina, you were right. There was a talisman inside of this one.
Nico comes over and reaches back and pulls out a drink for you. Here, drink this. It'll make you feel better. And you can see as he grabs the flask and hands it towards you, his right hand is completely wrapped in bandages. Like it's he still has all fingers and everything, like all 5 fingers, but it's just wrapped up in bandages. Zoe, as you walk over to it, you see this.
You said you see this?
Sending her a picture.
Cool.
Laying on the floor.
Wait, did Nico like pick that up right away?
No, Nico walked past it.
Oh, okay.
Do we really want to just go picking these things up? I mean, we know what happened the last one that I picked up, which, by the way, is still in my pocket. I would like to get that issue resolved quite quickly.
Yeah, that is a conversation that we need to have.
Does
So
anybody have any detect magic?
I go over, I open up my bag of holding, and pick this up, and I
Wait,
just
let Lady Evelina see it. She may
Oh.
know what it is.
Okay, I do what I just said. I open up my bag of holding and hold it up for her to see directly above the bag. Okay, after a few
1 second.
seconds,
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, bitch.
Okay.
I can't get a minute. I can't read something.
Can you let me breathe, dude?
So, as you reach up and hold it, it dangles over the bag. Lady Evelina shakes her head, not recognizing what it is, and the bag doesn't do anything though. As you hold it in your hand, it does not damage you. Wait, what's your alignment?
Lawful good.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was just making sure. It does not damage you at all, and in fact, as you hold it, you feel the sensation that you felt with other magic items, as it bids to be attuned to.
Oh! So, I go ahead and drop it into my bag, but I'm like, after it's in there, I'm like, man, I really like that talisman.
Is this the same bag? No. Emus has the bag. The other.
Yeah, it's the other talisman.
Oh,
Well,
shoot.
It's not even in a bag. It's in my pocket.
Yeah, I don't have my bag of holding.
I would have given you back the bag of holding before I came down here.
So the talisman of evil is inside of your one of your pockets, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. All that
Extra
makes
dimensional
sense.
pocket, right? Not like your.
Yeah,
Just
extra
your pocket,
minimal.
pocket?
Yeah, pocket
Yeah,
of holding.
fancy
Yeah.
pocket.
Okay, because if it was just a pocket, it's gonna hurt you.
Yeah, I'm well aware.
It's gonna freaking jack you up. It's a yeah. Okay, I go ahead and put it in, and afterwards I'm like, man, that was a really cool artifact. It seems kind of like this sword I really like. You guys mind if I check it out real quick? Looking at these 4 right next to me, to my left.
Well, do you really want to be picking it up like the other talisman? We know that one messes you up.
Yeah, I got a good feeling. I mean, I got the same good feeling right when I picked up this sword.
Lady Evelina shrugs. She says, "If it's you're chosen of Mistra, I'll trust your judgment."
Do you recommend recognize a talisman like this? Do you have any idea what it might be used for?
She shakes her head. I don't.
If
Recognize
there's
what
like
it looks
3
like, but-
seconds pause here, I'm freaking picking this thing back out of out of the bag?
So there would be. So you pick it up out of the bag and are checking it out. And she's shaking her head. They still do no damage to you. She says, I don't recognize its appearance, but I don't know. I have some suspicions based on some lore I've heard, but nothing concrete.
Oh,
Oh.
this is going.
Hey, I would listen to your superstitions or whatever you have about this.
What were you going to say, Emus?
While this conversation's happening, I'm going to be peering into the coffin that I just blasted open, and see if there's anything inside of it.
Yeah, I'd like to be checking out that coffin as well.
There is nothing inside the coffin.
All right, well, that settles that then.
Well,
Now, what should we do about the other medallion that is an issue?
I've already asked her what her superstitions or anything about this medallion can tell us.
you told me back at John's that Sister Amanda suspected the talisman you guys had found to be something called the Talisman of Ultimate Evil, yes?
Yes.
Sandmaster and Elminster were once best friends, but then they became polar opposites, oil and water. Water and fire. I'm just curious if when he found out his old colleague was in possession of something such as the Talisman of Ultimate Evil, if he found the fabled Talisman of Pure Good.
Yeah.
So, out of character, I know that Emus is neutral good and Kalamisea is chaotic good. Thinking back to my colleagues, is there any other person that I know of that is also lawful good?
Lady Evelina?
No, freaking party members. She's not in our group.
Neither Tammy, Nico, or Agatha are lawful good.
Zoe, what are you?
Yeah, I'm trying to suss out what she is, and also Emus and Kalamisea. I guess at this point, probably I have an idea that she's not lawful good, that Kalamisea is not. But I'm especially paying attention to those two, Emus and Buzoit.
Do I feel any draw? I mean, we felt nothing, like no draw to it like the other one. So, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm
Are
checking.
you offering it to one of us?
All I'm doing is really freaking staring you down. I'm trying to figure out if you are lawful good or if Emus is. I
am lawful good.
Okay.
And I think
Is-
Emus is neutral good. No, yeah,
Yeah, that's
neutral
true.
good, I think.
So, if I'm able to suss that out, I would kind of whisper to Buzoit. I don't know how you would even figure that out. Like, are there words that you can say to figure that out?
All you would know is that whether someone's good-hearted or evil-hearted, you wouldn't have any idea about lawful, neutral, good, chaotic good. That's just meta knowledge.
Okay.
Boogie, can I check it out?
Sure. Why not? I hand it off to him.
And you are neutral good?
I am neutral good. Yes.
As you hold it for a moment, You feel the sensation as it bids to be attuned with. And then suddenly, no, it doesn't. It bids to be attuned with.
It needs to be attuned?
It wants to be
It's an
attuned.
attuned item, but yeah, it does agree with emus also.
Hmm.
I'll kind of look up the group. Do you mind if I maybe take my time with this? I think I might want to try to figure out how to use this.
So it was agreeing with me, but I'd be just fine with you checking it out also. I think you should go for it.
So as you
Looking at the
head
other
over
at the girl.
to,
Wait a minute, but that would make him have both of those, and I don't know if that's a wise idea.
Both of what?
Both talisman. He's got the one of ultimate evil in his bag of holding, and then you're giving him the talisman of pure good.
Okay, yeah, that's something you can bring out in character, either
I
through
just
HUD
did.
or out loud.
I just
Okay,
did.
you said it out loud?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I guess that's a decent point.
I would be more comfortable either with Boogie or myself attuning to it to see the powers of it. Or
Okay.
giving Boogie, I don't have a bag of holding, giving Boogie the ultimate evil one. But it seems like that just keeps leaving
what?
our
That's
bags. And
yeah, that's a good idea, Bazoit. Why don't you take this one, and I'll go stand over there in case something happens.
perhaps it'd be wise not to mix the two.
yeah.
Sounds good.
So are you handing over the talisman of pure good that we think that it is?
Yeah, I'm handing it to you.
Okay, so I am going to take it and just remove myself over to this corner and try to start attuning myself to it.
Okay, what are you doing are you like holding it up and like, I'll just do it for you. As you walk over and kind of inspect the edges, running your fingers along, trying to find the purpose behind this item, you can feel that feeling of magical items beckoning to be attuned to. And as you're allowing that feeling to flow through you, after an hour, you feel a connection form, solidify. And as you look
Hey,
down at
wait.
this item,
So it takes an entire hour? Like, if that's the case, like, after like 10 minutes, I'd be like, guys, wanna like go upstairs and rest? And while I'm freaking sitting down, still looking at her.
yeah, it does take an hour.
Okay, so when I am sitting down, like legs to the left, whatever, does anybody else respond to that? Hey, you guys want to get out of here or whatever?
So I would have gone upstairs and started sifting through the rubble looking for non-broken items.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyone searching for items while she's down there tuning to the item, Lady Avelina's going to stay downstairs.
I will
Go
also
ahead and
assist in searching for items.
go ahead and make an investigation check.
Hey, you moved Boogie out of his spot, and Lady Avelina took his spot. He's just
Boogie went upstairs.
No, he is just sitting down, legs to the left, just resting against the coffin, relaxing.
22.
So as you're digging through the rubble throughout the hour, you find 4 of the magic items that were left behind, and one of them, a weapon, completely broke and bent and destroyed.
The emus rolled a 20 for his searching through stuff.
Okay. You also find 4 items, and two of them are destroyed. Second. So the hammer Shatter Spike was broken. You found the blood axe. The Sword of Perins, which is in good condition. And the halberd +1 broken.
Right, so the blood axe, the short of pairings, and then the halberd I found is broken.
Yes.
Sweet, got it.
I think into the hood after like 2 or 3 minutes of like just freaking sitting here. I wonder if Emus can repair any items you guys find.
Kalamisea, you found a broken +2 Great Axe of Survival. And a Trident of Fish Command in good order. A Candle Mace in good order. And the I think that's 1, 2, 3. I think that's all. That's everything.
What was the first one thing she found?
A broken Great Axe +2 Great Axe of Survival.
I thought you said I found 4 items, 1 broken.
Did I miscount? Because I was at 4.
Broken Great Axe of Survival, Trident Fish Command, Candle Mace is what I have.
Correct.
Okay. So then you also find a cloak, the Hellhound cloak.
Okay.
Wait, no, I said the Trident of Fish Command.
Yeah. Candle Mace and the Great Axe of Survival.
Yeah,
Okay. Sorry.
But I thought that Emus found that cloak earlier.
he found the second wild shape cloak.
Yep, that I have tucked away.
I think that Fish Command was on Emus's side.
No, it's not what
That
I
was
have
the
listed.
first time that he had mentioned the Trident of Fish Command when he was telling mine.
Cool.
All right. After an hour passes of you guys digging through the rubble, Boogie chilling there on the thing, you feel attuned to this item, and as you do so, it's clear to you that this item is meant for those of a religious backing. Like you feel resolute in that. And what that means outside of game is that you have to be a cleric or a paladin to attune to it.
She would happen to be
Thank
a
you.
paladin right now.
So, as you feel this immense power brewing in your hand. You get the feeling this is a very, 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 very powerful item. It's of artifact significance.
Okay. Do I feel as if it's given me any advantage or power? Or not yet?
Hold on. I think I'm going to rule something in my campaign because it makes sense to me. I think you're going to get a bit of knowledge. Like if you don't identify an item before you attune to it, and when you attune to it, I think with that attuning, you're going to gain at least a baseline understanding of the item. I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
To me.
Okay.
Yeah. That does absolutely make sense to me.
So as you hold this, it feels more powerful as a spellcasting focus than anything you've ever held in your entire life. And you also feel this power stored within it that can be unleashed. And the energy within is aching to be unleashed on evil. And it's an immense power. You get the feeling that if this, whatever energy is unleashed on an evil creature, it's almost guaranteed lights out.
Well, let's head down to the mines, boy.
Do we want to do that, or do we want to?
Hold on, can I get group opinion? Do you think I should? Well, hold on. Actually, Nico's gonna walk over and he's gonna say, "Well, so far so good. No ill effects."
No. Just the opposite, Nico. I feel like this is a extremely powerful artifact, and it's got great significance. From what I can gather from it, it's got great spellcasting focuses, and there's such a power and stored inside that I've never felt before, and I feel like it wants to be released. Like if it were released, it would destroy and annihilate anything evil.
He looks around. Does anyone have a pearl on them?
Sorry. No 100 gold pearl. I look towards Lady Evelina.
She turns and sighs. No, I don't, unfortunately. I'm not able to cast that spell.
Well, we've got a lot of time.
Wait, do you feel like you might be able to use that amulet to maybe, I don't know, channel some divine energy to help us destroy this evil one?
I'm not sure. It's plausible. But the two great powers, I mean, I'm afraid that it would do more damage to the magical weave if they were both unleashed.
What if instead of unleashing it, channeling it to try to at least temporarily contain this one so it's not in my pocket?
Oh,
I'm
We have-
not sure.
we have had some success getting rid of the curse temporarily in order to weaken it temporarily.
Correct. Perhaps I can remove curse and then unleash this power. I mean, it's going to hurt me for a minute, though. Hopefully, it won't render me too weak to.
Hold on.
You think that the amulet is going to hurt you?
The one that Emus has, absolutely. It almost killed me last time
Oh,
because I have to touch it to remove the curse.
out of character. It hurts you when you touch it, and it hurts you when you end a turn touching it.
Correct.
So what's the
Okay.
plan?
That's kind of scary.
Is
I'm
your
gonna-
intent to use the Talisman of Pure Good on the Talisman of Ultimate Evil?
I'm
Okay.
going to call on Lady Evelina and I'm going to ask her, you seem to know quite a bit about these amulets. What are your thoughts? Nico, what do you think?
They both kind of look at each other and tentatively like look back and forth. And Nico looks back at you and says, "There's some things that they don't write in textbooks, and I suppose let me go meditate and see what Abraham knows." I'm gonna go meditate.
All I know is that I do not want this thing in my pocket, and I don't think it wants to be in my pocket.
Here, here.
His eyes rolled back, and he sits there. And after about 5 minutes, he's gonna roll his eyes forward. He has seen that. And he runs
And?
back. That was used on one of his brothers.
Oh, wow. So,
Here.
oh
Wait.
no.
And he's going to cast an illusion in the middle of the room. And within this area, you watch as you see this armor, like very ornate, well-designed blues and whites and silvers, plate armor warrior who walks up, and it's from the perspective of Abraham. And in the background, there's a literal, like, flowing river of blood. And there's smoke in the haze
That's
around
jacked up.
all the, like, the forestry around the area is completely demolished. Every single tree is knocked down.
So this is
corpses-
like a landscape painting.
This is like a orb illusion, like looking as from his perspective, like kind of like a 3D, like it's showing the world as he saw it in that moment. He's illustrating a memory right now.
Okay.
And as he's showing it, he looks around, and you see a similar looking, but his skin's not black. He's this very white, stoic, tight-jawed looking person next to him who's quite obviously a vampire, similar to how Abraham looked. And this ironclad adventurer, this warrior, shows this item, and you watch underneath, it's so quick, this opening underneath the feet of his brother, a fissure opens, and you can see down briefly into this other realm that looks like just pure. It's a gateway. It could be nothing other than a gateway to the hell, like the nine hells. Complete abyss beneath in this portal, and you watch as the vampire falls straight through the fissure. And then right as he passes through, the fissure seals, and the ground is completely undisturbed as it were before. And then you see a flash of movement and a splatter of blood. A head rolls away downhill, and Abraham's vision turns and looks at the paladin laying headless on the ground in a heap of blood, and then the memory fades.
The paladin? Why'd the paladin die?
Paladin used the amulet to kill his brother, and then Abraham killed the paladin. So,
Do I feel as if I can harness this power in this talisman and use it, Michael?
that's the power you were feeling. You can, yeah, go for it if you want.
I'm going to look over at Nico and say, perhaps you should leave the area and grab Cal too. And then I'm going to say telepathically with my ring to Nico, I don't want this to accidentally get you and Callie.
You're gonna head upstairs and find Kalamisea going through a bunch of stuff.
Hey, Nico.
Hey, Cal. So let's go for a walk.
Okay.
As you go for a walk, he's going to explain to you everything going down, and he would actually pull you aside and be like, "Here, allow me to show you what I showed them," and he's going to show you the same.
Now, Bazoid, I don't want to, break the fabric of the universe or anything. So I don't think we need to want to straight up try to attempt to destroy it. But I mean, maybe just kind of pacify it for a while until we can figure out how to properly dispose of it.
Why would we not just want to send it to hell where it belongs?
Lady Avelina turns. I agree. Why would we not want to just destroy it?
We've seen what it can do to us. Imagine what it could do to somebody aligned evilly.
I'm not convinced that sending it to hell would make it go away entirely. It keeps being able to teleport back to here. So what we really want to do long term is destroy it, not send it away.
It would be incredibly powerful magic to be able to return from somewhere such as the Nine Hells, no?
I mean, it returned from our bags. Is that much stronger?
He smiles. The way it was explained to me is that the extra dimensional space within a bag of holding still exists on the material plane.
I accept that is true.
We're getting metaphysical up in here. All right, well, how we want to do this? So we evacuate everyone out, and then Bazoit and I will stay down here, and I pull it out, and you try to banish it, I guess. Does that sound like a plan?
Well, am I going to try to cast upon it remove curse, or do I just channel the power and let the two go at it?
I think it would be a good idea to remove curse on it first. I think that had an effect on it in the first place.
I agree.
Of course, y'all ain't the ones got to touch it. All right then. You guys might want to take some cover.
Emus is going to go ahead and take this opportunity to cast Protection from Evil and Good on himself.
Yeah, she'll do the same.
And if you can do that, Bazoit. Oh, you have to cast the spell, so you won't be able to.
Right.
Is remove curse? Is that touch or is it ranged?
Touch.
Oh, Hadoki. Well, Bazoit, I'm gonna kind of stare you down. Give me the word, and I'll pull it out.
I prepare myself. I begin to communicate with the talisman that I've got in my hands, preparing it for the battle that we're getting ready to do. And as Emus pulls his talisman out, I immediately am going to touch it and cast remove curse and quickly withdraw my hand.
You make sure you're you put in the flavor text that you're trying to channel it or empower the magic with the energy of the amulet that you have to help overcome it.
As you reach down and chanting removing the curse, the smoke that was getting ready to swirl like just starting vanishes and the mouth stays open. You take, as soon as you touch it and cast, a pulse of necrotic energy surges through you, and you take 38 necrotic damage.
Holy moly. And then immediately I began to muster all of my strength and all of my energy into this talisman.
Emus,
To
make a
dis-
dexterity saving throw. Okay. So as you have your as she's getting ready to cast this, what are you doing, Emus? I need to know exactly what you're doing. You have it out currently with these straps, holding it out.
Yep.
Bazoid's got the talisman ready to go. Are you gonna hold it? Are you gonna drop it? Are you going to toss it up in the air? What are you doing?
Oh, I was just gonna let the. Well, I guess I'm expecting Bezoit to take it from my chest piece, so I'm expecting her to grab it. And for my dexterity saving throw, I rolled 28.
Okay, that's good
I
because the first thing you said was wrong. So that's good that you rolled good.
was going to say, because I ain't about to grab this thing. I want to destroy it. I don't want it
As
to be in
you-
my hands.
So you're casting the talisman. Bazoid, yes. Bazoid.
Yeah, what
Yes.
did you do?
I've been
So-
talking this whole time. But I'm going to tell Emus to drop it because I'm going to destroy it and I don't want to hit him.
Nah. I felt like you were getting ready before I said anything. It seemed like you were getting ready to use it.
No, I said that I've got myself ready to use it until he said that he's holding it,
Oh, okay.
thinking I'm going to take it. Well, I'm not taking it from him.
So she suggests that you set it down, Emus.
Oh, well then I set it down then.
Run away! Run away!
And as you set it down,
focus all my time and energy onto this talisman to destroy the evil one that Emus just dropped.
the gem in the center of the talisman glows this bright red, and you watch as this instant portal just over the size of the talisman opens up beneath the talisman, and you see this just almost anticlimactic talisman drop away into this abyss below, this pillowing black smoke and flames roaring underneath, the sounds of whales, and the portal closes.
Wow.
Wow. That was too easy.
I guess we'll see. Personally,
I don't know. Hopefully you guys never go to the 9 hells or anything, because now there's probably monsters
I
walking around.
actually said that I was looking to. I had said though that I was looking to destroy it.
So, but that's not how the talisman works.
Oh.
You were focusing the energy that the talisman opens a fissure, a flaming fissure underneath the target, and an extremely high dexterity saving throw is required, which is automatically failed as an object, and it doesn't leave any remains. It just.
Well, I'm going to look at Emus and go, well, at least we don't have to worry about it. Show him back up on that stupid casket.
I'm just happy to have it out of my pocket finally.
I bet. Man, that thing does some damage.
Kind of quizzically looking at the talisman, that just seemed way too easy.
This is a very powerful talisman, I'm telling you. I've never felt such power.
Hopefully it can't turn back up over at that casket right there.
What do you think, Lady Avelina?
I think it's being where it is now is better than it being here, but I agree with his assessment that I am worried that it may show up, or 3 things. It may show up here, a creature we do not desire in the 9 hells, gather it, use it, and that could be a problem somehow, maybe? That's the least of my concerns. My only other
And-
concern is that if Sam Master's soul is bound to that, then there's still something keeping his soul tethered. He's still something is keeping him on this world, and I don't think there's a realm in this world he would not go to get his hands on something such as that. But the good news is, I believe for now and the immediate future, everything will be fine.
Okay, well, did you get the information you wanted from seeing Ellen Master's coffin?
I did. May I take a look around and confirm some of my suspicions?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
of course.
I would also like to begin searching, and I am going to let's turn here so I would like to search like this area here. For anything that might have fallen through the roof.
Down here, it's um, like, let me see, loot area 3.
Yeah.
This is where all the components are for the spell components and stuff. Lady Avalina turns. The documentation you guys mentioned finding here, may I see it?
What the heck documentation?
You guys told her everything, and one of the things you didn't admit was the documentation you guys found here, the notes of the Chosen.
Not ringing a bell.
You should be on the table down there.
You guys have them in your bags. You guys, that's what you were going through when you were down at the river.
Hmm.
Emus, I believe, actually is the one with him.
I guess yeah, I'll hand them over. I didn't think I had them, but sure.
Someone has them. Someone has them. Anyway, because they were accessed down to the river, she's gonna start pouring through them, studying them for a while. After a bit, Nico's gonna start heading back down. Everything go okay?
We did it, Nico. Just like in your vision.
That was easy. He's gonna hop down.
Almost too easy.
Yeah. I don't know. He's gonna walk off. Meet up with her. She's gonna turn. And have you always known your headmaster as Solomon?
Yes.
These notes don't correspond with when I knew Elemenster to have passed. I'm beginning to wonder if the old kook gave in to desire that every great wizard does and flirted with immortality, flirted with some way to meld his soul to this world, because this seems like something Elminster would have his hands in. And I'm beginning to suspect a correlation between and furthermore,
I don't think that's
this
such a big leap of train of thought.
Yeah, they look almost identical. I came back down when Nico came down.
Curious. If you want my humble opinion from everything you've told me so far, I think your best options would be either meeting up with your teachers in Shadowdale or getting to Mithranor as quickly as possible.
I am honestly in favor of Shadowdale before tackling Mithranor's issues.
Same.
Well,
Nico turns. The ship's not ready to fly.
we're,
In fact, the components on the cart were inadequate. They didn't have any imbued ink.
does that mean, Nico, after all this work, we're just going to leave it here?
No, I'm just saying we need to head to a larger town to get the things we need to get it up.
Well, if we rent some horses and travel there, that'll cut our time down of travel there and back.
Half of the route between here and there is paved, Lady Evelina says.
Does that make it go even faster?
She looks at you curiously. Well, yeah, traveling on paved roads is more convenient, she says questioningly.
I don't know. Horses are fast.
Would you desire to travel with me and my companions back to Shadowdale, or is there other work you need to attend to? Or I don't mean to intrude, but my gut is telling me, with you being the chosen of Mistra and the history of Shadowdale and finding Elminster's coffin here, the notes, him possibly still being alive, the correlation with Elminster and Storm and Shadowdale being your instructors and possibly now your headmaster. I think these are all good options. Also, maybe we should get you introduced to some of the higher ranks of the Harpers. It would be a valuable network to have at your disposal.
Emus is going to nod and kind of look around the group. Do we want to deal with the mines before, or should we deal with them upon our return?
I think Shadowdale and Harper's.
She raises a hand. If you need time, we're not scheduled to leave for another day. It's understandable.
Well, if they're not scheduled for another day, I propose that we rest tonight, because Emus is still pretty hurt. And then tomorrow, maybe we go deal with whatever is still down in the mines. And then after we're done with that, hopefully we can get that done in a day. We leave with the caravan and travel with them back to Shadowdale.
That's what I was thinking personally.
Nico. I kind of gesture off to the right. Off in this way. So we saw a dangerous little child in the mines. It looked like it had just been born. It had dark black eyes. And it had a malevolent spirit to it. It didn't really seem like it was Bulbara. Something more evil in it. And that's all that's left in the goblin mine.
Do you want me to go check it out?
Oh. No, not you personally. I was just wanting your input. Maybe you could help us out. I don't know.
I don't remember sensing anything out of the ordinary.
So maybe just a quick sweep through, maybe a left.
Sure, I just feel like I would have picked up on something like that.
And in doing so, we can also show lovely Lady Evelina here our powers and technical abilities in the field.
I'm worried it's a fight, but I get the impression she can handle herself. I'd be happy to have her along.
What is it we're getting into?
Oh, I didn't. I was treasure.
You
Treasure?
were thinking about the treasure in this area right here?
No, in the mines.
Now, we already took the storehouse worth of valuables.
What says that that's the only one?
Nothing.
It's a big mine.
That's true. Those freaking shifty goblins probably hid some kind of little small caches of gold randomly.
We got bills.
So, turning towards you, Lady Kalamisea, is now a good time.
Sure.
Will you please follow me in here?
You sound so apprehensive.
Because I have a feeling it's about my sold soul.
Please shut the door. She takes off her helmet, everything, sets it aside, sets her sword and shield on the bed and sits down on the bed. She looks at you and she says, "Things are never hopeless. And what you've done, it can be undone."
How so?
Looks down a little embarrassed. Well, I could take you to someone who definitely knows. You just have to have faith.
I mean, I wouldn't. I know it's a risk, but I don't know if I want it immediately done. It's kind of something I needed for this upcoming fight.
Looks down. I see. Well, she stands up, grabs her shield with a solemn look on her face, puts her sword on her hip. May the gods, old, present, and new to come, have mercy on your soul. She's gonna open the door and walk out. Where were we?
Good talk?
Emus is going to head up for some fresh air and to get some sun because he's still feeling kind of winded.
Okay, so it's about 4 p.m. 4:30ish. What are you guys planning on doing?
I would like to kind of hang back with Lady Evelina and explain to her that she knows much about our. Well, actually, no. I don't want to talk to Lady Evelina. I would like to somehow gather our team and ask them their thoughts on asking Lady Evelina if she knows of a willing vessel for Nico and his situation.
Jeez.
We need to get Nico out of that body.
That's true. Do you ask it into the hood? Because what I was...
No, I said I would like to get you guys off to the side
Right.
somehow and discuss it with you guys.
I was just thinking the hood might be the best option in order to start that. What I was about to do is start corralling Lady Evelina towards the group of like all of her other knights. Like, I'm getting ready to head out in the morning. Let's get going.
Okay. So, everyone is in agreement to rest and then head out in the morning to the mines?
Mines. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Now now that you mentioned that. Yeah. Let's bring Lady Evelina along with the group to the mines. And
How long does it take us to get back to the ship?
From here, it's a pretty like half-hour walk, at like a pretty.
So why don't we just go back to the ship? Is everybody done searching here? And did I find nothing, Michael, when I did my search downstairs?
The equipment downstairs is the that pot of that resurrection salt pot thing, and all that spell equipment. Not equipment, that's the wrong word. Spell components.
I am going to ask Boogie before we leave here if he can put this in his bag of holding for me until we get back to the ship. And I'd like to give the spell components to...
It's a ton of spell components.
oh, definitely not. Like,
What do you mean a ton of spell components?
I'm very close to shot on my back.
So, using that talisman you have as a spellcasting focus, you don't need any. That replaces the need for material components that aren't listed at a cost.
Mm.
You're still welcome to take them though, because you could probably get a pretty amount of gold for all that.
Well, I was thinking about taking the most valuable ones for Tammy to cast spells on things.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a Arcana check for me.
And then I would have to ask Boogie or Cal if they had room in their bag of holding, because Boogie told me no.
If it's not too cumbersome, I can still carry a ton of weight,
13.
but not on my back.
I got room now that Bonnie's not in there.
Okay, so do you want to fill up an entire bag of what you just think with that roll is the most expensive stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, how much room do you have in your bag of holding?
I would like the resurrection pot first, and then she could fill up the resurrection pot with those other things. And
Well,
then
the resurrection pot's going to take up, like, that's a whole
Well, I'll
bag
just
of
can I carry the resurrection pot? I'm pretty sturdy.
And the resurrection pot, I don't even think you'd have to use a spell to reduce it to put it in, because it's too big for. It can fit a whole body inside of it, like with a bunch of salt.
So, I try to pick it up. Does it seem like it's over 500 pounds or under 500 pounds?
1 second.
Mm-hmm.
It weighs 250 pounds.
Heck yeah. Okay, I'll go ahead and use my cracked pickup rune that I got from what's his name on it. Solomon's area. It got cracked when I attempted to pick up an entire freaking cannon with it. But 200 something pounds seems like maybe it can handle it.
Okay. So as you put the stone over it, it wobbles and begins spinning in balance above it, and the pot becomes weightless and begins floating just inches above the surface it was on.
Cool. Pretty effortlessly.
Thanks, Boogie.
Yay. I'm just gonna head on out of here, upstairs.
So you guys are taking that down to your ship?
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Question: how much does the altar weigh?
We can't move the altar, she said.
You can try.
It's like Nico can do it if he can teleport it. She said it's like teleportation areas, though. Once it's there, it usually stays there.
I'd feel comfortable having Nico figure out if he might be able to do it, but I'm not going to mess with it. Like, where it is good enough if he can't magically shift it.
As everybody's discussing everything, I'm just busily going around trying to grab anything of value that I can see and filling up the bag.
I'm not sure how much room in my bag I have.
What all do you have in there?
I'll just screenshot it for you.
Cool. Ballpark 400 probably.
As you guys make your way down back towards the ship, Nico kind of brags about the work that he's been getting done down at the ship with the Abraham strength, and how he's been able to speed up the process quite a bit with the deconstruct, like the, you know what I mean, destruction, remodeling.
Good work, boy.
All right. Is anyone waiting on any information, any rolls, anything? Are we progressing down to the ship?
I'm good.
Does Nico think that he could magically shift this fancy fusion enchanting table?
One second, let me check.
I hope other than that, no.
He's gonna shake his head. No, unfortunately not. It's too big.
Okay. Thanks for
Really,
trying.
though, look at that. If it fit inside that, he could have done it.
Yeah, that's real close.
Yeah, 10-foot cube, it says. No weight limit, which is pretty OP. Anyway, all right, so we're heading down to the ship then.
So,
Yep, I'm ready.
My idea is that our adventuring party plus Lady Avelina gets the best rest possible in order to head to the mine. And we only have so much beds in town. So, friggin' take from that information what you will.
Well, in talking with Nico, did they... No. Never mind.
Go ahead and ask, what?
Well, I know that Emus likes to sleep outside, and Cal's got her cot. That opens up 2 beds. So we've got 6 in the room. But they've got tents. They can set up tents outside of the ship as well. But Lady Avelina, she can sleep on the boat.
As you guys approach the boat, you can hear hammering of nails, walls being put up. Dunk, 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 dunk.
I kind of want to planned this even before getting here. Like, just kind of laying out what beds we have. Like, it's not like I don't trust the workers. It's just like, let's get on with it. Where are we sleeping?
And Lady Avelina is going to say, my men and I will stay at the campsite we have already up. The villagers have already headed to town, and we'll stay here for the night. If you'd like, we'll meet you in the market of Revington in the morning.
Well, guys,
Well,
I really like that bed in town.
Just going to pull you guys aside a little bit before you guys get to the tent and say, though, I think it's unreasonable for me to ask my men to interject in this. It'll just be me coming with you tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's fair.
All right.
I'm
See you
sleeping
then,
on our boat.
Okay. All right. Is anyone doing anything before you bed down? As you guys get, like, the boat's pretty noisy. Like, they're doing pretty good work down there. Yeah.
I want to come down here and start cooking. We have not eaten all day, so I would like to prepare a lot of food for all of us to eat. Some potatoes and eggs, a little bit of onion, some garlic.
Okay. Do you have proficiency in cooking tools?
I do not.
So,
Okay, roll a d20.
generally, I like to monitor what my friends are doing. If I see that she's doing that, I want to help her with it.
I rolled a 15.
As you walk in, the food smells pretty good, Boogie. He gives you a little bit of hand, cutting up some stuff and handing it to you. Go ahead and roll a hit again, just to see you at advantage.
11.
Still 14.
15. And I'm going to need a break when we go to bed. I just want to eat and then go to bed. I need to take these dogs outside.
Oh, well, I was thinking we would end tonight's session there.
Oh, okay.
What does everyone think? I was thinking we would pick up next session, meeting, either waking up in the morning, depending on what you guys want to do, whether you want to start waking up in the morning or start on your way after meeting up in town to the mine, or you can meet up in town.
So if everybody has a bed, and I think I would sleep well enough here, I'll stick with the party. But I do like the idea of sleeping at that inn. So if like one other person wants to also pay for a nicer bed, then the two of us can go.
Okay, Nico, Tammy, and Agatha are cool with staying on the ship.
So am I.
I'm going to be staying in my hammock.
Okay, we're staying
but
on
I'm not on the
ship.
quite.
All right, guys. Well, that's what we will leave tonight's session. Is anyone going to read a book? You guys, it's only 4:30, so you guys have literally 4 hours before you need to go to bed and wake up early.
Yeah, I would like to finish eating a hearty meal and then read that vampire book that I borrowed from Callie.
I want to help the woodworking crew, and right at the end of the day, like an hour, even if it's before all of the work ends, I want to actually like train with Agatha. It's kind of overdue.
Yeah. Actually, I would like to help the crew until they end. Are they ending for the night at 5, or are they staying till like 8?
Well, they would be still working a little bit after you guys finish eating. It'd be about another hour and a half, 2 hours of them working.
All right, so I'd like to finish helping them out for the day as much as I possibly could and then start reading that book.
Okay, make an intelligence check.
Not very smart dragon. I got a 9 with no extra. Did I get nothing?
1 second, Jake. Sorry, I did
Jake.
that. Yeah, I did that. I did that wrong. I meant to not push the button, and I fucking boofed it and pushed the button. Jake
How do
just
you
called me.
compare?
So yeah, as you're reading it, the day's been kind of crazy. Your mind keeps getting pulled to this talisman you just got, and you feel pretty distracted reading the book.
All right. I have to get off here. These dogs got to go out. I love
All right.
you.
Night, guys. Or well,
So,
I'll be right back. I gotta answer this phone call.
oh wow. Anybody else got any crazy ideas of things they want to do? Wow.
I'm gonna be reading a book, and that's it.
Okay. Which?
Yeah, so I never came onto the ship. I decided to sit under a tree because I wanted to read and not sleep yet. I have all spell slots and I'm not hurt, so I'm not in a huge hurry to sleep.
Oh yeah. And you're like crazy not bothering to sleep girl. That's such a cool ability. What Emus? What book are you reading?
It's gonna be that Magic Initiate one. I'm still on the first book. I've had a lot
Cool.
of fails.
Okay, I'm sure you'll have to roll, but
Yeah.
like Seth, what were you reading?
I'm reading a book on sailing and ship maintenance.
Oh, very cool. Man, I'm trying to figure out if we have anything else we need to figure out or discuss before he gets back.
I called dibs on the Initiate's book next.
So there's 7 volumes. If you want to start on it, she's probably on like the 2nd or 3rd volume. You could go ahead and start working on it if you wanted.
I want to finish a book of Mom first.
Mm-hmm. I went ahead and rolled a d20. I haven't looked at it per se, but I put my fingernail into it. I think I rolled a 7. I just don't know what I'm rolling for. I'm really tempted to look at it right now, but I'm not going to.